Welcome to Hall County Connection. I'm your host, Nikki Young. The Hall County Animal Shelter's mission is helping pets and helping people. The shelter accomplished both by taking 60 homeless dogs to an adoption expo in New England, where thousands of people waited eagerly in line to receive a new pet. Today on our show, shelter veterinarian Megan Seabolt will tell us about her touching experience with helping these Hall County puppies find homes. Hall County Parks and Leisure Services Director Greg Walker will also join our show today to tell us this summer's hottest spots, like the American Legion July 4th celebration and the Forest Wood Cup fishing tournament at Laurel Park, camping at River Forks Park, and the Northeast Georgia Senior Games at East Hall Community Center. More and more people are taking an interest in locally grown food, and that's great news for the Hall County Farmers Market. County Extension Agent Billy Skaggs will tell us about the local food craze and the history of the market. And some Hall County farmers will show us what they have to offer this season. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited to tell you about some fun, interesting, and downright heartwarming things that are going on in Hall County right now. First, let's take a visit to our warm and fuzzy friends at the Hall County Animal Shelter.
There you have it. You can come see me.
The Shelter Pet Expo was a large adoption event in Connecticut, in Hartford, Connecticut. And they advertised on the local TV channels up there, on the large channels in Connecticut. And they had about 3,000 people come through and adopt, and they adopted over 350 animals in one weekend. So it was an incredible event. So we found out about the Connecticut adoption event through some research that I had been doing to start the transport program here at our shelter. And through that, contact had been made with the director of the Connecticut SPCA, and he contacted us actually and wanted us to participate in the event. To get the dogs ready for the adoption event, we spayed and neutered them. We did heartworm testing if they were old enough. We made sure they were completely vaccinated and microchipped. And then we placed them into foster homes because all the dogs that we took up to Connecticut were off of the euthanasia list. So they were scheduled to be euthanized because we had run out of time and space here at the shelter. On the day of the event, we had volunteers come that helped us walk the dogs, feed, bathe, get them ready to transport up. And that afternoon, we put them on a big box truck and stacked all the kennels in the truck and had fans blowing to keep the circulation going. And that was just a one-time deal. That was the only thing we could come up with for this event. Hopefully, we will have a bigger, better truck to carry them on in the future. We have a donor that's willing to buy us a trailer, actually, for the transport program. She's very interested, very involved in the transport program, and wants to see it happen. And so she's willing to donate whatever it takes to get a trailer purchased for the county, a big air-conditioned, nice, enclosed trailer. The event was just absolutely incredible once we got up there. To be honest, in the planning of the event, talking to the director of the SPCA, he explained how many people would be involved, how many people would show up, how long they would wait in line. And I truly, to be honest, didn't believe that he was actually, telling the truth. And when we got up there to see people waiting in line on that first day, it was just incredible. And we had two puppies that were adopted very first. They were the first ones adopted out of the whole event. And there were two older ladies who had been standing in line since 5 o'clock that morning. The event started at 9. And they had been standing in line since 5 o'clock waiting to adopt two of our puppies, Ginger and Daisy May. And they, as much as two little old ladies could, came running over to our side of the adoption tent and wanted to know where Ginger and Daisy May were. And they had their pictures that they had seen online. They had their pictures and information, and they wanted to meet the puppies. And when they met them, they just burst into tears, the two ladies. And they were going to live, the two older ladies lived together, and the puppies are going to be housed together. And the ladies were beside themselves. And that's pretty much how every adoptive family was, because they don't have shelter animals up in the Northeast. And a lot of these people really want to do the right thing and adopt a shelter animal, but they just aren't available to them up there. And so when they got there and saw the number of shelter animals and that they could choose from, they were just overwhelmed. And they were all amazing families that these dogs went to. I had no doubts about any of the families. A process to adopt, so people would wait in line about 2 hours to get into the expo. They would pick out their animal, and then they had to wait to go through the approval process. And it was a very stringent adoption application. And they had to have an interview with the director of the SPCA. He interviewed every single person that came through. And so they waited in line about 4 hours to adopt. So a total of about 6 hours to adopt these animals, which is just absolutely incredible. And the adoption fee was $325. So not only did they wait in line 6 hours, they were willing to put forth quite a bit of money. And every family that our dogs went to were just amazing, amazing. And we've already gotten letters and pictures and updates on almost all of our dogs that were adopted out. We had 73 dogs adopted out total through the transport program. We had some of the foster homes that fell in love with the dogs, of course, that they had planned on fostering. So we adopted those out, and then all the dogs that we took to Connecticut got adopted as well. So we had 73 total dogs off of the euthanasia list that would have, and in most circumstances, been put down, unfortunately, here at the shelter just because of the time-space issue, that found great homes. And they were all healthy, wonderful, adoptable dogs that found good homes.
The Adoption Expo was a huge success thanks to animal shelter volunteers and staff. If you'd like to learn more about the animal shelter, please visit animalshelter.hallcounty.org. Earlier I spoke with Greg Walker about several upcoming parks and leisure events that will interest Hall County residents and even attract visitors from across the nation. Well, coming up is July 4th, and we have a huge Independence Day celebration every year. Tell us about that.
Well, I can tell you that the Parks and Leisure Services Department is very proud once again to help with the American Legion and putting on what we think is the premier fireworks show here in Hall County for everybody.
Definitely.
It's a great family event. We're looking forward to it. This year it's on Sunday, July the 4th, and the American Legion, they're just outstanding to work with, and they do a lot for Hall County and putting this show together, and we're proud to be the host site for that event.
I was interested to find out how many Hall County departments are involved in that. You've got E911 doing communications, you've got the Sheriff's Office helping direct traffic, our solid waste folks are collecting trash, and you guys are doing parking along with our marshals. It's a really massive undertaking, isn't it?
It's just a great venue for it. We've improved some of the parking out there. You know that we've built the Go Fish Georgia mega ramp out there, which has increased a lot of parking in the facility. So hopefully it'll be a great family event, and we'll have a lot of turnout out there, and it'll be a good weather for the American Legion to do honor this country on July the 4th.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate all their hard work.